Hi, thanks so much for pressing play and checking out my second part of my understanding and way of reading Revelation 13:18. This calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is man's number. His number is 666. So just following on from my first part, this video is now going to be about the way it links in with time. 66 going back with that equation of times 6 equaling 396. 66 divided by 6 being the 11. So the 11 you get in the towers. Now 396 minus 6 times 6, which is 36. You get 360. 3 and 6 being the 9. 360, of course, is degrees of a circle, movement of the moon around the earth, movement of the earth around the sun. Moon is where we get our calendar dates, etc. from. Sun is where we get the time of those individual dates from. Everything's all connected in with that. So we've got Earth taking 365 days to circle around the sun for a year, or 366 every 4 years. It's interesting straight away that reads as 366, isn't it? And I've put there, the 360 plus the 5, linking in with the part 1 video of how that was an elusive number, but you have to flip the 6 to the 9 to get it. And you also, with the 360 of a circle, it doesn't quite match for some reason in this structure, but it does with the 5. So that's the final piece of this whole time clockwork puzzle. And then of course there's the 360 again for the circle, but the 6, which is where the 6, we're given that already. That's our starting point, the 3 6s. Okay, so summer solstice, that's coming up soon, 21st of June. That's the same date every year unless it's a leap year, which is that'll be then it's on the 20th of June. And there 22 plus 1 plus 6 being 9. On the leap year, 2 plus 6 it's 8, which I thought was interesting, worth putting in. Now just a quick point on what the summer solstice really is, and in Shakespearean, he was the one who created that phrase of midsummer. Basically it's where the sun is in the highest position in the sky, and then daylight shines the longest all year for every part of the world, I believe. So it's the longest day classed as for everywhere. And it's to do with the North Pole being in an incline of it said on a calendar that I got this from of a different degree, 23.4 it said, but it says of around, like roughly, and it's because it didn't want to put that it is exactly that, and I think it is because it is exactly that. It's 22.5 degrees towards the sun, and that position allows like vertical moon rays directly over the Tropic of Cancer. At a degree, again, it didn't use the exact 22.5, but I'm certain that's what it is. It used 23.4 of a rough estimate. It used those words, but it's 22.5, and that's why the Freemason compass is set at that 22.5 degree. So yeah, that's basically what summer solstice is all about. It's that halfway kind of point, mid sort of summer. So carrying on with this then. So leap years are 366 days, normal years are 365. 36 times 5 being 180, which is that half circle. And that links into the end of part 1 video. That's where the connection is there. 360 dividing by an exact half as well is 180, of course. 0.5 being the half is 180. And then yeah, 360 plus 5, I'll just remind it there. But so a normal year then, we've got 7 months of a normal year having 31 days. That comes to 217. That comes to 10. And there are 4 months with 30 days, which comes to 120. 1 plus 2 being 3. Normal year still 1 month with 28 days, 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. 365, and then you've got 23 there. 3 plus 6 plus 5 being 14. 1 plus 4 being that 5 again. 2 plus 3 also being the 5. So the 5 is significant in all this to work with the dates and calendar system. Leap year, we have same again, 7 months, so that's all the same. However, the 1 month with the 29 days, the February month, we now have the 11. Again, the 2 towers. So we've got 366, but now we have 24 there. Excuse me. Now here, it's still, sorry, that bit changes now to 15. So you've got in the 5 appearing there again, but 1 and the 5 now being the 6. So it comes back to 6 again, always, because that was the starting point with the 666. But then the 24 is the 10 plus the 3 plus the 11, 2 and 4 being the 6, and the 24 ties in with the time, because that's how many hours there are in a day. So this calculation is where the day calculation came from the way they have to obviously have the leap year included for everything else to work. It's almost saying in a way that 23 hours in a day, but no, there is actually 24. So quickly with that, here is how 666 ties in with the time. So remembering 396 from there, 66 times 6. To get to 360, take away 6 by 6, which is 36, and you get 360, which is the circle. Up there I've just put some other interesting kind of calculations. 6 divided by 66, pretty interesting. Just carries on with rows of 0909. 396 minus the 36, yeah, is the 360 again. So that's your 0. Adding the 1 0 to your 36. To get the 2 zeros, you're adding from there, you make 3,600, which is basically the 60 seconds per minute, so 6 plus the 0, the first one, 60 minutes in an hour, and seconds in an hour is 3,600. So that's your 2 6s there. Your third one is via the 24 hours in the day, which comes from the leap year system, the 24 hours in the day. 2 and 4 being the 6, of course, that's your third 6. You've got 86,400 seconds. a day. Now there, it's just how in the hours per day, because 2 and 4 is 6, any multiple of days will equal 3, 6 or 9 if you shrink them down to one single digit. And then the other rule for that is any multiple of those days, so say you've got 48 days, 4 and 8 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So because that equals 3 or 6 or 9, the amount of actual hours for that will be 9. Sorry, I've not really used a very good example there for 48, but it's more to, yeah, that kind of bit is just a side note, to be honest. It's probably going to confuse the whole video, but hopefully not. But there, because 3 and 6 is 9, but also 8, 6 and 4 is 18, which is 9, any multiple of those will always be 9, broken down to a single number. The hours one, it's basically any number of day that you can think of. If broken down to a single digit, that equals 3, 6 or 9, then the hours per that day will always be breaking down to the 9. But anyway, thanks so much for checking it out. Take care.